The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Central Kentucky high school football starts now.
Hello and welcome to Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. I'm Chris LaBar alongside Rick Reams. Round one of the playoffs. The Bulldogs host Madison Central, two teams that look very different than most thought they would at the beginning of the year.
You know, the prognosticators had both these teams having really good seasons. That didn't happen, but the one thing your coaches have to tell the players tonight is what happened in the regular season doesn't matter. Both these teams are 0-0. You're going to go 1-0. You keep on playing. 0-1, you're done.
Brian Mathis has had a great year at running back for Madison Central. He's been the constant inside that offense.
And that's one thing they have to rely on. They're going to keep on handling him, give him the ball, let him run, let him go, let him go. And if you're Dunbar, you've got to stop him somehow. I think you can just contain him, but you can't stop him.
No Ethan Teal for the Bulldogs. He's their best quarterback in the last handful of years. What does Dunbar do to score the ball?
Well, what you got to do, first of all, is next man up. Your quarterback's got to come out and play the game. You got to call the same game. You've got to get your players involved. The second thing is you try some different things. You run a wildcat. You do some screen plays. You do something. But you know what? No one cares that your quarterback's not here tonight. You got to play this game.
A few new wrinkles. We're so glad you joined us tonight on Glycod. Up next, we'll chat with both head coaches.
First opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed.
2023 Kia Sportage, just $349 down and $349 per month, or the new 2023 Kia Sorento, just $349 down and $349 per month.
Unmatched design, performance, and savings all in one at Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
I'm your overly competitive brother. Psych, and I'm about to steal this game from you, just like I stole Kelly Carter in high school, huh? Foul! And now you're ready to settle a score. Game over. And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, you can end up paying for all this yourself. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Thanks, bro.
Take a lap, rookie.
Contact Louisville and Lexington Allstate agent Thomas Allen for a quote today.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Get started by finding the program that works for you. Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you.
Rick Reams with Glycod talking to head coach William Blair at Madison Central. Coach, his first year coaching there at Madison Central. Tell me a little bit about your year this year.
Well, our years, it's in my 19 years of coaching, it's kind of been a combination of all the things that could happen from changing over hands and players transferring to getting your practice field, your game field redone, and having to find somewhere else to practice. And so, those first few months it was kind of hectic. But I tell you what, these kids that we've got that stuck around and have came out this season, they've handled it probably better than the coaches have. With the inconsistencies of what time and where we're going to practice and things of that nature all through the summer, then when our game field was going to be ready. So it's been it's been a difficult time at times getting the logistics figured out, but the kids have been awesome. I can't express that more. And then going with it and starting the season, you lose your first two starting and backup quarterback in the first two games. That was probably as far as a big hit that we had, that made us change around what we were going to do offensively. But KJ Wells came in and he's gotten better, and we've been able to get back to where we were by the end of summer with our playbook. So, once again, adversity comes along. Our kids stuck it out. They figured out. They found a way to get the job done, and so that's one thing I've looked at and I've responded and myself and just like the boys, hey, whatever's coming our way, as long as we're together, we'll be all right.
Well, that's a great attitude to have. And as you said, these kids are very resilient. Sometimes they're a little bit tough to get to that point, but it sounds like you got a team full of workers. Let's talk a little bit about this game with Dunbar coming up. I always say this is where the real season starts. You win and you play on, or you lose and you go home. Tell me a little bit about what you know about Dunbar.
Well, I've been the defensive coordinator here before I took the head coaching job the previous 2 years, and we played Dunbar 4 times in the last 2 years. So Coach Johnson and his staff up here, and Coach Tibbs does the offense. We know each other well, and our kids know each other well, and it's almost like it's a rivalry game that has started to develop, and it's a good rivalry game. We won the last 4, but they were all battles, and that offense that they've got, it goes really fast. It's a very high pace offense that you about get a snap off every 15 seconds, and so you try your best to get ready for that. And they've got the quarterback and they've got the receivers that know how to run that thing like a well-oiled machine, and that goes to coaching that and getting their kids to do it. So, if we're going to look at it, and their run game is superb. Their offensive line does a really great job of we call them on-play adjustments. When people start stunting and things that their O-line picks it up really well. And they got a really good tall quarterback who can run it and throw it.
Well, Coach, let's real quickly, if you don't mind me asking, give me a couple of keys that your team needs to have success with during this game to get a victory. Well,
and when it comes playoff time, the turnover game is by far always number one. I don't care where you're at in the state. That's number one game, and that's definitely the number one for this game. Is keeping our turnovers to a minimum, or none at all. And then I really think their run game and getting ready is the second part. Stopping that run game by our alignment and execution, not getting caught up in the speed on how fast they go. I really think if we cut the turnovers, we can stop their run game and adapt to their speed of how fast they play. We'll have a chance to win.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate your time today. Good luck. Excited to see you on the field tonight. See what your battle with Dunbar is going to end up being. Hope you have a blessed rest of your day, and we'll see you on the field.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. This is Rick Reams. We'll be right back.
Let's get real. You could go to work right after high school, but spend a little time with us, and we'll give you a better chance to do more, be more, and earn more. College for the real world. College for your world.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Hi, I'm Sarah Neely. I'm the financial manager at Mill Ridge Farm. Whenever you transition financial institutions, there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved. Traditional banks streamlined this paperwork and they just made it very simple. Traditional Bank is a locally owned bank that allows us to operate on an international platform. They make my life better, they make my job easier, and they make Mill Ridge a better place.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Round 1 of the playoffs as we welcome you to Lexington. Chris LeBar alongside Rick Reams, Madison Central, and Paul Laurence Dunbar. The winner will take on the winner of Frederick Douglass and Henry Clay next Friday night. And let's talk more about this Madison Central team, Rick. And you look at the stats here. They're amongst the lowest teams in 6A in scoring.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to win a lot of games when you can't put points on the board. But you heard him talking about, Coach Blair talked about it, the fact that as they got toward later in the season, he felt like they were playing better and better, were able to put more of their playbook in. So I think that's one thing they're kind of hanging their hat on tonight, that they can do a little bit better. But, Chris, you're going to have to put points on the board to win this game tonight.
For Paul Laurence Dunbar, this is a makeshift team, and we were made aware of some key deletions here this morning and talked with Coach Johnson. Ethan Teal injured last week. He will not play. Also, Harrison Simpson, perhaps their best receiver outside of Trey Berry. It's going to be a very difficult task for Dunbar tonight.
I tell you what, they've got a steep hill to climb, but again, as we talked about it a little earlier on, that you're just going to have to come out here and play this game. I mean, they've probably known, maybe not for the entire week that he's not going to play, but they've had to put some wrinkles in. They've had to do some different things, so that's what they need to do.
Talking with Zach Tibbs, offensive coordinator, before the ball game, he's got some wrinkles. We'll see a little wildcat tonight, and a new quarterback will be E-Step, a guy that's had some success here earlier this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing you got to look at is you're not having a kid come in that's not played any games at all. If you look at his stats this year, 25 for 33, 76%, passing 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he has been in, and we've talked about this, Chris. The further you get along in the season, you've got to get some of your second and third stringers in for a situation like this.
So Stephen E-Step, he will get his opportunity tonight and start a key playoff game for Paul Laurence Dunbar. Let's take a look at the weather forecast tonight, presented in part by Meijer. Visit their Hamburg location at 2155 Paul Jones Way for any of your shopping needs. Meijer, a proud supporter of Central Kentucky High School athletics on Glycod. Temps in the low 50s. It does feel much more brisk than that. Clear skies and dry. Perfect Week 1 playoff football weather. Up next, we'll chat with Coach Wes Johnson. How will he combat some of these key subtractions tonight? You'll find out when we return right after this on Glycod.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cardtown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement.
We first opened during the Great Depression, and we've been open for over 85 years now. Through everything that's come our way, we've stayed open by working to make life easier, better, and fresher. By making a real difference in the communities we serve. And by being the kind of place where your money always goes a little further. That's why we're open. Come see for yourself.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Football on Glycod.
6A playoffs first round tonight. Madison Central versus Paul Laurence Dunbar. Head coach Wes Johnson of PLD joins me. And coach, a little bit of a makeshift lineup tonight due to some key injuries. Your mindset coming into this opener?
Well, I'll tell you what, our players are real loose. They know that there's really nothing to lose. We do have a lot of key players out, but that's not an excuse at this point. It's just an opportunity for those other guys to step up and show what they have to offer the team, what they bring to the table. So I think they're excited about their opportunity.
Stephen Eastep will start tonight at quarterback. What is your observations of him as this improving season continues?
Well, he got the whole second half against Simon Kenton, and I think threw a couple touchdown passes. I think he was 22 of 26 or something like that. So he's had some good stats against a real good opponent. So he's capable. He's just, this is his first year ever playing organized football, if that's even believable. But he's just an athlete in the school that decided he'd come out and play, and really was interested in doing it, and has really done a good job developing over this year.
Coach, you've got some fine talent at receiver. Talk a little bit about Trey Berry and what he's done for you throughout his career.
Sure. Trey obviously brings tremendous athleticism to the position. He was one that really had to mature into a role like this. He came from Danville as a freshman. Their family moved to Lexington, and that was a smaller school, 2A school, and then coming to a 6A, you're kind of a fish in a bigger pond, and really he kind of had to learn how to work and really just take a serious approach to being the best he can be, and he's done that. And he really brings, like I said, a lot of athleticism, a lot of experience to our receiving core, and he brings a legitimate threat to, make a house call every time he touches the ball. So that always gives you a little bit of an advantage when you have a player like that.
This is a Madison Central team you're very familiar with. What are your expectations from them tonight?
Well, we were in this game last year, and it was a high-level game. Both teams are very, very, very different than they were last year. Lots of graduating seniors, whether it be a transfer or whatever. Brady Hensley's not over there this year. They're going to be they're going to run the football. I know the offensive coordinator over there very well. He's a friend of mine, and they do a very good job of scheming to keep the ball on the ground and run the clock and be efficient on offense. So it'll be a very different game in terms of what it was last year. In terms of star power, at least, there's going to be a lot of role players that step up and get an opportunity to play for both sides, because I know they're banged up as well too.
This is a season that is far from over, and even though you're at 3-7, describe the excitement level that the kids are playing with this week, knowing the opportunity in front of them.
Sure, I think that's one of the things that I really was didn't have my pulse on. I thought because of the injuries, we'd come in and have a bad week of practice, and everybody was feeling sorry for themselves and stuff like that. But actually, this has been a very good week of practice. All the kids that are going to have expanded roles within the offense this week are real excited about the opportunities to showcase what they have, and an opportunity for them to really be a star on Friday night. Most of them were just kind of either watching on the sidelines or playing backup roles or that sort of thing. And now they're in the spotlight and limelight, and that really has excited the team this week in practice.
Madison Central versus Paul Laurence Dunbar. Those are the thoughts of Coach Wes Johnson. We'll be right back after this.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Let's get real. With us, you'll get a great education that can lead to a great career faster. Even better, you won't end up with crippling debt. College for the real world. College for your world.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Welcome back to Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. Tonight's keys to the game are presented by Martin's Peterbilt of Central Kentucky. They strive to keep your trucks moving through outstanding parts availability and unmatched service, all while glorifying Jesus Christ and building relationships. Let's start with Madison Central, Rick.
Well, you heard Coach Blair talk about it. They have to win the turnover battle. I tell you what, that's going to be the important thing tonight. If you're playing with inexperienced players, you have got to hold on to the ball, and you cannot afford to throw interceptions. The second thing they have to do, is Coach Blair talked about also, their defense has to get off the field. They've got to try to stop this high-powered Bulldog offense. Even with your quarterback out, one of your receivers out, they're still going to play fast, and that's the two things I think Central's going to have to do tonight. And then if you look over on the other side of the wall, Madison Central is 7-0 in the last 7 games against this Dunbar team. Dunbar has to come out with a chip on their shoulder. They want to come out and prove that this is a different year and a different team. And the way to do that is to start fast, get points on the board early and often, and put this game out of hand, and that way see how Madison Central can respond to that.
How does this game change the complexion without Ethan Teal under center?
I tell you what, you talked about one of the best quarterbacks they've had here, one of the best quarterbacks in the city. And so it changes the game a lot. But the good thing is, I like what Coach Johnson talked about with E-Step. He played the entire second half last week, a good 22 for 26. I know you may be a backup quarterback, but those are really good numbers. And I think what you're going to have to do tonight is you're going to have to trust him. You're going to have to let him do things. Then you're also going to have to put some wrinkles in, like we talked about.
This is an interesting matchup from a numerous perspective. Both teams 3-7. But you sense it's going to be very competitive tonight.
Well, I think so. I think you're seeing teams that are both coming in wounded. And so sometimes, you talk about the wounded dog, it plays harder. And so both these teams are going to go through this. The one thing I see Central has an advantage on is their quarterback. He's played these games. He's been through the year. Coach Blair talked about losing their first 2 quarterbacks early on in the year, so KJ Wells has had to come in and play, but he's got that experience with him. Only 497 yards, but still 4 TDs, so he has played, not in this game, but he has played in these games. So tonight, can E-Step step up in a big playoff game?
This broadcast authorized by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the KHSAA is prohibited. Madison Central and Paul Laurence Dunbar kickoff when we come back.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teacher, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
From Glycod, it's Central Kentucky High School football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. Never underestimate you. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing. Help save lives. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential. Meyer. Higher standards, lower prices. Traditional Bank. Because who you bank with matters. And by Community Action of Lexington, Martin's Peterbilt, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, and Allstate Insurance Agent Thomas Allen. Now to the field for all the action of Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Playoff football on Glycod. Welcome to Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. I'm Chris Labar alongside Rick Reams, Joe O'Mellan on camera, Sheetrock Artistani, our on-site producer. As Madison Central will receive the football to start, visitors from Richmond, coached by Mr. Blair in his first season, long-time assistant, numerous stops along his trek.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 2 different very brief head coaching stints, but as he said, defensive coordinator with this team, so it's going to be an interesting game tonight.
So we will step aside, kickoff when we come right back.
You know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at cartownkiausa.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
Back at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, Madison Central and Paul Laurence Dunbar live tonight on Glycod. This series, it's dating back a while, and the Indians winners of the past 7, including a playoff round 2 win last year, 45-42.
Yeah, quite a shootout last year, and I tell you what, Coach Johnson talked about it. These are not the same two teams that played last year. Number of players, different positions, a couple of big transfers, especially from Madison Central. So tonight, it's you can kind of throw that out. But again, that's one thing that Dunbar, they haven't forgotten. They've lost 7 in a row, and I'm sure Madison Central wants to make it 8.
So the Indians, a little bit of a topsy-turvy year for them as well. Brady Hensley off to LCA amongst a trio of key contributors from this same team last year. Of course, Coach Holcomb no longer coaching as well, so a lot of new faces, and they've been up against it. But here they are trying to advance to round 2. Jackson Pritchard back for the Indians alongside Connor Radcliffe, and this is fielded by Radcliffe, and Radcliffe up the near sideline as he weaves his way just shy of midfield.
Great run back there. That's one thing. If you're an offense that struggles a little bit getting points on the board, getting a start at the 49-yard line, that's a great start for Madison Central. Good return there.
So this Indians offense will include Zach Cowper at tackle, Cam Burke at left guard, Irie Gillis, the center, William Sword, right guard, and Aiden Howard, the right tackle.
So there's going to be a penalty.
A 5-yarder, and the line of scrimmage now at the Dunbar 48-yard line. KJ Wells, 5'8", 156-pound senior quarterback. Nearly 500 pass yards on the year. And there's Mathis, and he is their bell cow. Mathis breaking tackles close to a first down.
Yeah, Coach Johnson talked about this also. Dunbar knows that they're going to be running the ball all night tonight, so you've got to get in there, get your line in there, put a little pressure on him, try to stop it, and force this team to pass the ball.
Mathis just shy of 1,000 rush yards on the season. That's a gap of 13 on his first tote, and another first down for Madison Central. They'll be perched at the 36. And Mathis again for a few yards across the 35-yard line.
Yeah, again, what you want to do with this Madison Central team, you want them to throw the ball because KJ Wells, 4 TDs, but 10 interceptions. So that's what Coach Blair talked about that. They got to win the turnover battle, and you just can't put yourself in that situation. If you've thrown 10 interceptions on the year, you've got to make smart passes.
Cody Morrison, Connor Radcliffe, Jackson Pritchard, the top receivers for this Indians offense as they'll steer at second down and long. First drive of the game. Wells back to throw, a little screen to Mathis, and Mathis parading up the near sideline, and another first down.
That's what you do with your athletes. If he's not going to run the ball every time, get him out there, get a nice screen pass. As you can see here on the replay, he was able to get out there, get some open space, and get that first down.
So Mathis, 2 first downs on this drive, and you talk about taking advantage of the opportunity without Hensley. The junior steps in and now over 1,000 yards on the season.
He's the definition of next man up.
Just outside of the Bulldogs' red zone. Mathis will protect the ball and barrel across the 20.
This offensive series has been all Mathis, and you're going to see that a lot tonight. They're not going to take the ball out of his hands very often.
Well, chances are that Mathis will get a lot more carries. That's a Mathis reference early. Chances are.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a little slow on the uptake, but I was getting ready to comment. I'm right there with you. You remember you got an old man on a little chilly night. I'm kind of slow here, but I liked it.
Up to the 19-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Madison Central is this Dunbar defense. They have struggled all year long as Wells bobbles the snap, and Wells will flip it out and blown up as Mathis back at the 26-yard line, and he is ailing.
Well, that's going to be a huge, I tell you what, that's one pass Wells wish he could have that back, just throw that ball away. But, boy, Mathis just right on the money. You can see it right as he gets the ball waiting, and just a big hit on him. Let's hope he can pop up here.
So Mathis down on the play. It'll be 3rd down and long when we come back. Madison Central, Paul Laurence Dunbar just underway. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Jenny Millen. I'm owner and chiropractor at Triple Crown Chiropractic and Wellness. I started this practice in 2010, and Traditional Bank is the 4th bank I've tried. After switching, I feel like I'm home. I'm from a small town, and that hometown feel of knowing that they care about where you are now and where you are going in the future, that is a win-win for me.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Long as we welcome you back, and Wells misfiring in the end zone.
Boy, I tell you what, had him wide open down there, just threw it a little bit too far.
Intended for Cody Morrison, and Morrison did have a step.
Yeah, he had definitely gotten behind the defense. Watch here. He breaks open the field right there. And, boy, if he could have just put a little bit less on that ball. But 4th and long, and we're kind of in no man's land, and they're going to go for it here.
Peyton Gilball on the season, an efficient field goal kicker. 3 out of 4, but this out of his range. So 4th down and long is the call as Wells back to throw. He's going to heave at the boundary again. And this time Morrison shadowed beautifully, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, really good play there. The Dunbar defenders to get back with him. And then the smarter play is, even if you could, you don't want to intercept that ball. Just make sure they can't keep it. Bring it all the way back out to the 25-yard line.
So Dunbar's D will hold, and really that poor snap bobbled by Wells, knocking Madison Central off rhythm in that drive.
Yeah, it really did. It really had a negative effect. And I tell you what, you just hope Mathis can get back in this game, because that's going to be a huge game changer if he's not able to.
So Paul Laurence Dunbar, quarterbacked by Stephen Eastep, and we got another flag.
They're acting like they're going in motion, and they may well have, but you can't have that many people move.
White hat tonight. That's the series information we told you about a little bit earlier.
They're going to call offsides there. So what they did is their movement caused Central to jump, and I think I would have jumped too, Chris. Everyone on the team moved that time.
Ramonte Dishman, the white hat tonight. 5-man crew. So 1st down and 5, the byproduct of that penalty. This is Dunbar offense on the season with Teal under center, averaging 24 points per game. He's the 2nd leading passer in 6A on the year, so that's the void without him tonight as Dunbar will reshuffle the formation.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. If they do snap the ball, they better get it out quick.
And Eastep out in the flat, and that ball is caught up to about the 35-yard line and close to a 1st down.
Yeah, I tell you what, to say they left Eastep on an island back there is an understatement. He and the center were the only two, so he's able to get that pass out there quickly. But I tell you what, Central almost was able to intercept that ball, but boy, quite a play there.
So 1st down and 10. Eastep connecting on the abbreviated 1st down and 5. Chatting with Coach Tibbs before the game, lightheartedly said he was going to try some different things tonight, and another unique formation to start. And E-Step will chuck it out and misfiring, trying to find Mason Van Dyke.
They're very smart there. The Central coaches were yelling at their players to get on that ball just in case that was a lateral, and it was awfully close. You're going to have to watch that if you're E-Step. Make sure you're throwing that ball forward. You're going to see it here. It is, but just barely.
So without Harrison Simpson tonight, 41 catches on the season for him. Mason Van Dyke will step in and get an opportunity. And it's second down and long. And Van Dyke again could not hang on.
Yeah, almost intercepted there. Tell you what, that last play, Chris, the one before this, if that play was in the NFL, I think you would have seen a red flag out on the field because that really looked like a lateral on that one.
So Dunbar staring at third down and long, and certainly for them to have success tonight, they're going to have to stay in front of the chains.
Exactly, and you can tell they're playing slower tonight. Coach Blair talked about it. They usually average about 15 seconds per snap, and right now you can see that's just not the game plan. They're just kind of slow it down, trying to let E-Step see the field a little bit better.
Madison Central goes all the way down. Their drive stalls just outside of the 15-yard line, and now Dunbar tries to respond. He stepped back to throw, slings it across, and that ball's caught, or was it? No, it's bobbled and incomplete.
Yeah, good defense there. I'll tell you what, that's one thing. E-Step, he kind of looked at his receiver the whole time. He's going to have to watch that because he's really telegraphing those throws, and sooner or later, a defensive back's going to pick up on that.
To fourth down and 10. Ethan Teal is the normal punter, at least at times, so it looks like Ryan O'Hara will be back to punt. And O'Hara, a booming kick. It'll catapult inside the 30, and a favorable bounce all the way down to the 20-yard line. That'll be a net punt of some 43 yards.
Exactly what you want to do. Flip the field.
To the Madison Central offense back in tow. A pair of first downs in their first drive.
It'll be interesting. The first drive they were able to start, well, it's actually started at the 48-yard line because of the penalty, but right now back at the 20-yard line, see if they can get a sustained drive down the field. That's what they want. They want to use as much clock as they can, but you also have to try to get some points on the board.
Ball lined out on the near side hash mark with a pair of receivers to the near side. Jackson Pritchard is in the near slot. And Mathis slicing through the hole. Nice chunk on first down across the 31-yard line.
Yeah, good to see that young man back in there. Such a great running back there. I'm sure he had some words with KJ Wells and said, next time maybe don't throw me that ball on that one. But a good run there to get a first down.
Sure will be a gain of 10 for Mathis. Certainly he is the strength of this Madison Central team. Two receiver staircase style to the top. Mathis powering across the 45 and another big gash on first down.
Got a flag down. Looks like the way Madison Central is moving back, it must be maybe a hold right there in the middle. That's the reason he got such a big hole. But you can see right there he hits that hole and gets a lot of yardage, but that's coming back for the holding.
That'll take them back here about the 25-yard line, so their drive stalls after a poor snap on the first drive. This, a penalty, take them back to the 24. So about first down and 18.
One thing you have to give Madison Central's line credit for your running back who wasn't supposed to be the big player to get 978 yards on the year. You're doing a good job of opening holes for him.
The two receivers split out far, and then one target beneath us. It'll be Morrison as Wells in the gun. Wells And he's got Pritchard behind him, and a cradle catch by Pritchard at the 44-yard line.
I tell you what, they have found those receivers deep. That one was a nice pass and a great, as you said, cradled it in by Pritchard. Very nice pass, nice catch for a big yardage and a big first down.
A gain of about 34 as Wells hoisting it, and Pritchard getting behind the defense. Mathis to the near side, and he'll trudge forward just shy of the 40.
One thing you notice about Mathis is pretty much every carry is 4 or 5 yards, and one thing I'm impressed with him with, I see a lot of running backs these days do, he always falls forward. He's never leaning back, never off balance, trying to get those extra yards.
Well, he's had success, Rick, early going left and then also going right.
If you're a good running back, you can take it wherever you can, and that's what they're doing. It looks like he may come out for a play right now, maybe get a little bit of a rest there.
Tyler Mattingly, the offensive coordinator in his first season for Madison Central, as Jonah Haskins will be the featured ball carrier. Haskins, 5'8", junior, over 90 rush yards last week against Station, and Haskins will take it to about the 36, just a half yard short of a first down.
One thing you can notice, just the eye test with Haskins, different type of running back. A bigger guy puts his head down and just runs over someone that you're not going to see as much with Mathis. But you can see here, goes right here, and he absorbs the hit, bounces off to give him a third and very manageable.
A third down at about a half yard for this Madison Central offense. We told you about their offensive woes coming in, only averaging just over 14 points per game. That's in the bottom 4 in 6A. And Haskins across for a first down. Easy for a first down as he'll coast to the 27.
Chris, I'm very impressed with this offensive line for Madison Central, just opening up some really big holes. And you talked about the fact that Mathis is able to go left, right. Haskins, same thing. I tell you what, really, really good offensive series right here. 2 in a row, actually. They shot themselves in the foot on the first one with that bad snap. But, boy, they've had some good success so far.
Inside the 30-yard line again is Madison Central dominating time of possession in this first quarter. Jalen Beard split at the top of your screen as Wells. Screen pass dumping at Mathis with the grab, barreling across the 25. No, that's not Mathis. Excuse me. That's going to be caught by Nathan Ogle and a first down.
Yeah, they did a really good job. They had Mathis kind of come out wide and kind of run almost like a little wheel route, and they went after him and left Ogle wide open there. A good catch and run there. That ball picked it up off the ground, was able to get a big gain there.
Gain of about 12. Ogle, his 7th catch of the season. And Madison Central inside the Dunbar red zone once again as they'll have it perched at the 14-yard line. Two receivers at the top. As Mathis sneaking, lowering his legs, just shy of the 5.
Another big run there, was able to get that through that hole. And I like what you said. He just keeps on moving those legs. He's not going down on first contact and just gets a big gain all the way down to about the 6 or 7 yard line here.
The second down is short. Rodney Bird, defensive coordinator for Paul Laurence Dunbar, trying to implore his defense to get another stand. They had one earlier. Mathis gets the call, and Mathis cutting back inside, and he is in for a touchdown.
Well, I tell you what, very impressive offensive series here for Central. We talked about the fact one of the keys to my game was for Dunbar to get off fast, score early and often. Right now, Madison Central's really putting it through this defense.
Indians on the board as Mathis, his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Indians with a 2-point effort forthcoming, and that ball misfired and incomplete.
Both these teams are pulling out all the stops, and we're only in the first quarter.
6-0 Madison Central over Paul Laurence Dunbar. Step aside, be right back on Glycod.
You know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by Cartown Kia. Visit their showroom at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville, or browse their inventory at cartownkiausa.com. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires.
Madison Central on the board as we welcome you back. Paul Laurence Dunbar, 1 first down in their first drive. And they'll get an opportunity, and you get the sense this is a big response needed for them coming up.
Yeah, I tell you what, that last series, that, as you said, got 1 first down, but did not really have a very successful series. So this is one of those things that you've got to get something going here and get down the field and get some points on the board.
Trey Berry, Connor Norsworthy back to return for Dunbar. As Gilball's kick hooking, and Berry will watch it trickle out of bounds.
So that way you're going to get some good field position to start here. You know, right now we've seen Dunbar really kind of go with a lot of shifts, a lot of different things, and I think sometimes you don't want to put a whole lot on your new quarterback. I know they're trying to get the field open for him and everything else, but I think at this point sometimes you're just going to have to let him settle down a little bit, run the offense that he knows, and see if they can't get down the field.
From the 35 after the Madison Central kick out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will have a more traditional formation here on first down and 10. KM not much room inside.
No, I tell you what, really good penetration there by the defensive line of Central to get in there and stop them actually for a couple yard loss there.
Looked like Zach Cowper involved in that stop as Noe Kayembe with a loss of a couple. It'll be second down and 12.
That's one thing with a young quarterback. You don't really want to get behind the sticks and put a lot of pressure on him.
2 receivers each direction as Berry in motion, and another penalty.
Call a motion penalty on Dunbar.
It'll be the 3rd early infraction on this Dunbar offense.
Again, that just puts you further behind the sticks. Your players got to get set, get ready, and run that play.
We'll see what Zach Tibbs, offensive coordinator, draws up here. Is Van Dyke in the gun, and he'll sling it up to about the 30, rather that's E-step, I beg your pardon, in the gun, and he'll hoist it to Ryan Barrett.
Yeah, they called that incomplete. He wasn't able to hold it on the sideline there, which brings them up to 3rd and very long.
This might be a field position call here at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, this may be my wife's favorite play, and that's the run up the middle on 3rd and long.
Well, perhaps try to advance it a little bit and play the punt game, or maybe not, as E-step up in the pocket, and E-step brought down for a sack at the 27-yard line.
I tell you what, this Madison Central team has come out tonight on fire on both sides of the ball. 2 stops for their defense. Their offense scores on their second possession, only stopped themselves on the first possession. Good sack there. Was able to stay at home. E-step, if he couldn't got through there, he had some field open, but just couldn't get through that line.
So the second punt looming for Ryan O'Hara. And O'Hara angles it to the middle as it'll roll down inside the 40. This one not nearly as boastful as the first punt. And it'll be scooped up after a punt of about 27 yards.
And, we talked about the importance of that last offensive possession for the Bulldogs, but right now this defensive possession is going to be very important. Need to try to get some way to get that ball, get a turnover, force a 3 and out, do something to stop this offense from Madison Central. And if you're Dunbar, you know who's going to get the ball. Mathis is going to be coming at you.
Winner will take on the winner of Frederick Douglass and Henry Clay. That game kicked at 6:30 Eastern. We will update you at halftime with scores from area games. Round 1 of the playoffs beginning this weekend. Had a few games last night. Tate's Creek advanced. They'll take on the winner of Lafayette Bryan Station. Tate's Creek defeated GRC last week. And Mathis down the middle of the field, and there goes Mathis inside the 20-yard line and a 61-yard gallop.
I tell you what, this kid is the real deal. He has come in tonight and we knew about it throughout the year, almost 1,000 yards. Boy, so impressive. And I tell you what, the Bulldogs have really, really dug themselves a huge hole right here.
Mathis, his second score. And we'll see what the play call is here after the touchdown. Indians elected to go for 2 after the first score. That's the play call again.
Yeah, they're going to get that time. They did the same thing to Dunbar that they did to Dunbar earlier, and Dunbar jumped off sides there. So it's going to be an interesting call, half the distance here. Now it looks like they are going to go for 2, Chris, and that was kind of the goal on that swinging gate.
Mark this inside the 3, so 2-point try from the 1.5-yard line. As Dunbar's defense desperately needing an early stop. Under center as well to Mathis, and just too easy as Mathis strolls in.
Yeah, they had a couple of linemen in the backfield there. One was big Kendrick Williams. He was back there kind of at fullback and just led the way in for an easy 2-point conversion.
There was a ginormous hole, as you'll take a look, as Mathis nearly untouched as he crossed the plane.
Yeah, and he didn't even go far in the end zone. He just crossed. That's all he needed to get that 2-point, get up 14-0.
So Paul Laurence Dunbar up against it here early, trailing by a couple of scores. Chris LeBar along with Rick Ream. So glad you joined us tonight. 6A playoffs first round. And both these teams 3-7 coming in. New look roster. So many key players not available tonight for a bevy of reasons. But the ones that are out here are going to do everything they can to continue their season.
Yeah, you just really hate it for these players, the seniors that have come out here, the ones that can't play tonight. That's just eating them up to get an injury in the last regular season game and just not able to play tonight.
Well, if the last drive for offense was significant for Dunbar, this one perhaps a little more instrumental, a little more important as that ball is kicked and retrieved as Barry slung down inside the 15.
Well, I tell you what, they're just not having any luck right now in any facet of this game.
Well, we'll see what the play call is here. Perhaps Dunbar tries to develop something on the ground. KM Bay has had a very good senior season. Over 700 rush yards, 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later we're going to see some Wildcat or something a little bit different here.
2 receivers to the bottom as Van Dyke in motion, and there's a little trickeration as he stepped across the 14 to the 15.
That's what you want to do, at least get some positive yardage there. Now,
certainly a field position not favorable as well to launch this drive.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing that Dunbar's really slowing their offense down, not the high pace, but again, that's understandable when you're missing out on one of the best quarterbacks that's been here in a while.
Second down and long. As Van Dyke again in motion. This time he'll get the flip, and that's going to be a completed pass from E-step up to about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's going to be it for the first quarter, and what a quarter it was for Madison Central.
It's going to close the books on the first 12 minutes. Madison Central in command early, but a big third down for Dunbar when we come back on Glycod.
Paramedics do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines. And you can be rewarded for your generosity. Every plasma donation can do so much for so many. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate plasma today at your local CSL Plasma Center.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Back at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School in Louisville, in Lexington. Chris LeBar alongside Rick Reams. So glad you joined us. And a big third down looming for this Dunbar offense. And Dunbar will take it. That ball apparently may have spilled out. Did that ball leak out? So it will be a first down as we take another peek.
It looks like Barry may have been the run of the Wildcat there.
Take it across the 24 to the 25-yard line. That will be a first down.
Yeah, they must have called his forward progress down because he was able to really get out there. And
now, Trey Berry is a part of this offense that when he's healthy, he is certainly a difference maker, member of our all-Glycod team. 700 receiving yards, 9 touchdowns, including 2 last week. And they're different with him at full strength. And now Van Dyke tries to creep around the edge. Be tackled from behind. It's Parker Mullins on the stop.
Yeah, they've switched over, Chris. Trey Berry is now at quarterback. He's going over, getting the play calls. This is what we talked about, the little wrinkle that they're going to have in here, and I think you kind of gave E-Step a quarter and just wasn't able to get the things going like they wanted to, so they're going to try something different right now. E-Step's on the sideline waiting, listening to the play call, but that's the direction they're going right now.
Well, you can make the case Barry's their top player,
yeah,
and you're giving him the opportunity to touch the ball on every snap.
Exactly. You're down 14-0. You get the ball in his hand. The easiest way to do it, like you said, Chris, snap it to him every time.
Connor Norsworthy in motion to the slot. He's a big part of the offense as well. And Barry to the near side trying to get a hole, and he'll mosey out just across the 30. So Dunbar finding something on the short side of the field.
Yeah, having success with that Wildcat. Like you said, Chris, you get the ball into your playmaker's hands and let him make the decision where he's going. You can see here he holds onto the ball, waits, finds a hole, and then gets some good yardage up, gets out of bounds, stops that clock, and that's the direction they're going. And I think that's a wise move right now.
Third down and a long 2 or a short 3, your choice. The 33.
Yeah, they had both receivers moved on that. They're going to get an illegal motion.
So the 5th early penalty on Dunbar, and that'll back them up about the 22-yard line.
Now, this is one, Chris. Do you have enough faith in Barry to let him throw the ball, or are you just going to let him continue to run the ball?
Now we're going to get our answer here in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, except for right now, looks like they got Norsworthy. He's running the offense right now. They called the play. He's going to be in the backfield.
So Connor Norsworthy, 40 catches on the season And he'll be in the gun, as Rick mentioned, on 3rd down and long is Barry in motion. In Norsworthy, there's a flag. In Norsworthy running around and dropped inside the 20 and a penalty as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be declined there again. I think that was a false start.
No enforcement yet. That flag, by the way, not sure you could see it. There's a flag at the 25-yard line. It was just picked up in front of head coach Wes Johnson.
Yeah, illegal motion. Again, they're having a lot of receivers all move at the same time, which you just can't do. And, again, a really good defensive stop there by Central.
Ryan O'Hara to punt for the 3rd time as the Bulldogs drive unable to get on track. Low snap. And O'Hara just does hoist it out of there. A high punt veering to the right and a favorable roll down inside the 45, gobbled up at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jeff Hairston there, he really needs to go ahead and field that ball because they lost about 15 yards there on it. But we talk about every series how important this drive is going to be. The last one, Madison Central went one play for 60 yards. So this time, this defense has to buckle up and has to get a stop.
A 25-yard punt for O'Hara as this Madison Central offense, otherwise known as the Bryant Mathis Show, will snap it from inside their 45-yard line.
I mean, no one can argue with that. That's where they've been. And I tell you what, the thing I love about it is you have a player like that and you tell the defense, we're going to hand him the ball off until you can stop him. And right now, Dunbar just can't stop him.
KJ Wells in the shotgun. And Wells, Steele, the new quarterback, and he's going to find Mathis in a gaping hole for a 1st down across the 40-yard line.
It'd be interesting to see if they have an injury or what's going on with Wells. But as you said, Steele is in there. But you know what? One thing, I might be able to play quarterback and hand the ball off to Mathis myself. But really good play there by Mathis to get that big yardage for another 1st down.
Steele injured most of the season. He's recently started to practice. 6'2", 177-pound senior. 65% completions on the year. And Steele will keep it as a gaping hole across the 35 down very close to a 1st down.
Yeah, I know I sound like a broken record, but I tell you what, this offensive line is just opening up some huge holes for all these runners from Central.
And you just wonder, this Dunbar defense, they've had such a difficult season, some key injuries. Ethan Hampton, one of the guys they counted on so heavily, was injured very early in the season. And this is a team that's really struggling at the point of attack.
Yeah, to say they come limping into this game is an understatement.
2 receivers to the top of your screen, and Steele, he's going to select from one of them. Wide open in the end zone. That ball caught inside the 2. That's Pritchard, and he will be down inside the 1-yard line.
Wow, I tell you what, I can't believe he held on to that ball. First of all, I thought it might be intercepted, and then he took a big hit, held on, and gets, like you said, all the way down to the 2-yard line. Watch this play here. This pass, the defensive back had a roll on it, but, boy, I tell you what, a big hit, but just great concentration. Watch that ball into your hands and absorb that hit and get a 1st and goal.
Jackson Pritchard, his 2nd catch, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 2. Perhaps Mathis on his way to a hat trick. Already 2 touchdowns in this 1st half.
Yeah, again, you got that big backfield back there. 3 across, just going to follow them in.
Bootleg, here comes Wells. There's a flag as Wells tripped up. He's going to get in, but a penalty.
Yeah, where that was thrown. Looks like they're going to have another false start.
This officiating crew has been called upon with regularity.
Ooh, bigger, that's a hold. That's going to be 10 yards back.
That's something that Dunbar certainly needed. That'll wipe the touchdown off the board, and 1st down and goal from the 13.
That was a great play call right there because, of course, all of us, including the 2 of us standing up here, thought that ball was going to go to Mathis. You fake it to him, and Wells is able to get around the edge. But get that hold on the inside, which really had nothing to do with Wells out there.
pair of receivers to the near side. So now Steele back at quarterback with Mathis stationed to his right. As Mathis now leaking out of the backfield, Steele dumps it low and incomplete.
It looks like that's what you're going to see from now on. It looks like a little bit of alternating there. If they're going to need to get some passing, maybe go with Steele and Wells on the other direction. But now, big second down, and Madison Central is going to call a timeout here to talk it over.
Indians will pause play. They'll have second down and goal from the 13 when we come back on Glycod.
The Martin family has been in the trucking industry for over 3 generations. My grandfather started this company selling salvage parts in the 1960s, and we're celebrating over 20 years as a Peterbilt dealer. Although we've grown and changed over the years, our focus has always been on you. We get it. When your truck's down, you're not making money. That's why we keep thousands of quality parts in stock so you can get back on the road as soon as possible. At Martin's Peterbilt, relationships matter, and that's why we've been around for generations. Come see us.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Second down and goal for Madison Central. Bryant Mathis already a pair of touchdown rushes for the Indians. The second coasting in from 61 yards out. And this Dunbar defense desperately trying to get a stand as Steele fakes the handoff, and Steele in for an easy score.
Well, I tell you what, Steele was able to make one cut, got through that initial surge of the defense, and then make one cut around a cornerback and was able to get into the end zone, as you said, pretty easily here. She walked it with fake, goes outside, and then right here is the one cut he makes into the middle and just able to walk into the end zone.
We'll see what Madison Central elects to do here after the touchdown. They are 1 for 2 on 2-point plays. And it looks like we'll get our first glance at Peyton Gilball, their kicker.
Yeah, he's 12 for 12 on extra points this year.
5'8" sophomore. Hold is down, and Gilball's kick up and in, and Madison Central in full control off Man of War. We'll step aside, be right back.
Let's get real. We offer a lot of the same courses you'll find at a four-year college. But with our small classes and personal attention, you won't get lost in the crowd. College for the real world. College for your world.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Paul Laurence Dunbar, Madison Central, round 1 of the 6A playoffs. Bulldogs, a depleted team coming in, only 1 first down. Check that, 2 first downs in this half.
Been a long night so far at their home field. I tell you what, just tough to see coming out and doing this. But again, as we talked about earlier, you just got to come out and play. You got to see what you can do. But right now, they're just having no success on either side of the field. Even though the last time they got a kickoff, they weren't able to get much of a return. They're trying a little bit of wrinkles on their offense. Maybe they'll have more success this time.
We saw Trey Berry get some snaps, and the Wildcat Connor Norsworthy as well. And whatever it takes, Dunbar needs to do something here on offense. And Gilball angles it to Berry. Berry across the 25, and there is another penalty.
And I think that one's going to be a block in the back. Just keep shooting themselves in the foot there. If you're the Bulldogs, you've got to get, that one is out to the 30-yard line. It's going to be coming back.
Without Ethan Teal, you had to think it would be difficult for Dunbar to do much on offense, and that has certainly been the indicator thus far in this game.
Yeah, I tell you what, it just has a ripple effect, Chris. Teal is bad enough you're losing him, but then he's the leader out there. He's the one that makes this offense go. We talked about how fast they went, and they're just not able to have that speed right now, just trying to have other people come in, make different kind of plays, but right now it's just a tough night for them.
They'll have it from 15-yard line.
And they're going to continue with this Wildcat. Eastep still on the sideline.
Connor Norsworthy and another flag.
Yeah, we're just seeing a lot of motion and a lot of the receivers for the Bulldogs. Oh, that time they're going to call offsides on that one. So I think a lot of that motion, that's kind of what they're trying to do, is force Central to make some mistakes, and they have a couple times. But, boy, as you said, this officiating crew is getting their money's worth tonight because they're having to make a lot of calls.
First down and 5 from the 20. So we saw Madison Central with a 5-yard penalty on Dunbar's first drive. The next play was a first down. And we'll see if Dunbar can do something positive off the Indians' infraction as Barry's in the gun, and Barry gets the toss. In the numbers game in favor of Madison Central, still string him out.
Yeah, Norsworthy's trying that again. Just a little pitch forward there to Barry, get the ball to your athlete. But right now, just not having a lot of success running laterally like that. Just as you said, the numbers game, just a bevy of Madison Central defenders out there.
A loss of 1. Up to the 18-yard line. This game certainly has the trek of getting away from Dunbar. And just can't do anything offensively.
No, and your problem right now is you're probably using some plays that you've just kind of brought in for this game, a different blocking scheme, everything's different. And as you can see right here, big play in the backfield there. Central is just kind of having their way with the line.
Third down and long.
Going to bring Eastep back in for this play. Maybe mean they're going to try to throw the ball down the field.
With the injury to Teal last week, the team really had less than a week to put some stuff in for this game.
And that's so difficult to do, to try to change your game plan.
Really change your whole identity as Eastep will roll out. That's a great play call, a wonderful play call, and a catch across the 40-yard line. Casey Manast brings it in for a first down.
Yeah, great. As you said, a great play call there. Did the fake handoff, rolled him out, and found Manast wide open behind the defenders. Good play, good first down. And let's give Eastep credit there, Chris. He could have been on the sideline kind of hanging his head. They're frustrated that he's not getting to play, but they brought him in, and he made a good play. But, Chris, they're just going to bring it back. Another hold.
Come on. Manast, it was his first catch of the year. And they're going to bring this back. And that's going to negate.
Oh, no, they may have called a unsportsmanlike. I didn't see the call, but looks like they're going to give them the first down. It must have been a dead ball after the play.
So we'll retain Dunbar possession, first down from the 30. So the infraction after the completion. And here's an end around. Van Dyke, there's another penalty. As Van Dyke brought down for a gain of 3.
Yeah, when the white hat throws that one, that's almost 99.9% holding. And that's what this call is going to be.
The call is holding against Dunbar. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Go back about the 22-yard line. We might have our second first down and 18 of the evening.
Well, the thing here about it, tell you what, Eastep, he kept his head in the game, and now all of a sudden he's back in at quarterback. They saw what he could do there. They liked that. But as you said, they're going to have a second and very long here to try to get some field position and keep this drive going. The one thing, if you're Dunbar, though, with 4:36 left, you just like to hold on to this ball and not give it back to this offense at Madison Central, who is only averaging 13.5 points per game on the year, and they already have 21 tonight in the first half.
Well, it'll be first down and 19 officially from Bulldog 21-yard line. Bryant Mathis with 2 touchdowns on the ground for Madison Central. Elijah Steele has tacked on another. And Eastep back to throw, somehow avoids a sack, and Eastep a crafty run as he'll weave his way across the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great job. As you said, it looked like he was going to be tackled for a big loss, and then he got through and looked like he was almost going to be tackled again, was able to get out and get at least some yardage there.
He makes some plays. You can see a high side with him, Rick.
Yeah. Just again, I'm so impressed again that he did not hang his head on the sideline. He waited his turn, and now he's in there, and they're going to let him run it again at quarterback.
Well, when we got here about 2.5 hours before the game, he helped us bring some stuff, some equipment up here. He said, I'm going to be the quarterback tonight. I was very much appreciative of his efforts. That was a nice play there on 2nd down and long as Kayembe gets the tote. And Kayembe across the 32 down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was a good run there. Get it to third, and not ideal, but third and much better than where you were. So this time, going to be interesting to see, Chris, with 3:07. Are you going to go 4-down territory? I think you might have to in this situation.
3rd down and 7. As Dunbar goes hurry up. Eastep rolling. And slung to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, now they're going to have to make decisions like they are going to punt. I think if you could have gotten any positive yardage on that, you would have gone ahead and gone for it. But there, with no gain, you're really going to have to give that ball back to this offense for Madison Central.
Well, I'm not sure the Bulldogs are going to punt it just yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
We've seen stranger things during the course of a season.
Well, we've seen stranger things tonight with shifting and everything else. Who knows what's going to happen?
O'Hara back to punt. This would be his 4th punt, and he will kick it away. It's a high spiraling kick. Morrison watches it bounce at the 30. That ball may be loose and covered up. Madison Central, did they get a foot on it? That's the decision now, and it's going to be Dunbar football.
Yeah, he got way too close to that ball. If you're going to do that, get out of the way, yell fire or whatever your thing is to get your players out of the way. But take a look here. That ball hit his foot. You're exactly right. And I'll tell you what, you got to give the Dunbar a lot of credit waiting right there just in case that happens. So let's see if this offense can make something happen after a big break here.
So the game's first turnover, Madison Central now -8 on the season. And the Bulldogs will have it from the Indians' 35-yard line. Boy, this is a must score here on this drive.
I tell you what, that was a gift given to you, and you have to go ahead and, put points on the board.
2 receivers at the bottom as Eastep finding Kayembe. Kayembe for next to nothing up the middle.
Yeah, one thing you got to be impressed with this Madison Central defense. They're off on the side thinking they're done. They're going to be able to sit maybe even until halftime, and they have to come right back out on the field, but they make a big play there. Not much of a yard. Not much of a gain, excuse me.
2nd down and long. Bulldogs still 3 timeouts remaining as we slide under 1:35 in the quarter.
Get that ball to Kayembe again, and just no luck there. Chris, you talked about it, just how this is almost a must-score situation, and right now the Bulldogs are going the wrong way.
Yeah, they're going to make this 3rd down and 12 now after a 3-yard loss from Kayembe. Coming up at halftime, we'll update the score ticker. Also keep you posted on other games in the area. Central Kentucky High School football, round 1 of the playoffs. A lot of lopsided scores, one would assume here in the first round of Kentucky High School Athletic Association playoffs. That's Barry trying to work his way up the field.
Yeah, they went back Wildcat there, so 4th down with 38 seconds left. I don't think they're going to snap this ball, just go in at halftime and try to regroup.
Will be Dunbar football to start the second half as we take another look at Barry.
Got some yardage, but I'd be surprised if they even snap the ball here. A little bit surprised Central didn't call a timeout there just to force their hands.
See if Dunbar will run a play. It looks like they might with reconfigured formation. And now they call time.
1.6 seconds left.
4th down and long. Always great to come to Paul Laurence Dunbar, one of the nicest fields here in FCPS system.
Very nice. It's been just a nice facility overall. I have 3 kids, all graduated from here. My wife was a cheerleading coach here, so a lot of fond memories, and this field is named after a good family friend, John Akers, so a lot of memories here at this Dunbar field.
Mason Van Dyke back out there, also Trey Berry. A lot of shutouts you'll see as we update the ticker, and we have another timeout, I believe. Yep, this one by Madison Central.
Yeah, they were trying to make a player substitution. If they didn't call a timeout, they were going to get a penalty. So go ahead and use one of those timeouts again quickly. And as you talked about it, Chris, a lot of games last night got out of hand very early. I know the LCA Clinton County game was in a continuous clock before the end of the first quarter. So just some tough games that happen with with this. You let all the teams in, and sometimes that's going to happen. But you just hate to see it happen to these kids that leave everything out on the field and sometimes just come in overmatched. This game I didn't expect to be that way. I thought this would be a tight game, and right now we're just not seeing it with Madison Central up 21-0 on the road.
So one final play in the half. And there are certainly pros and cons to both sides of the coin with the abundance of teams making the playoffs. This would certainly be on the negative side in terms of the bevy of blowouts. 4th down and long. Final play of the quarter. And Barry going to roll out, trying to create something, and Barry slung down, and that's going to wrap up the first half.
Yeah, good play out there. Jalen Beard was able to get him down.
21-zip Madison Central at the half. Back with more coverage. Round 1 of the 6A playoffs on Glycod.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
I love Head Start.
Children love Head Start, and you will too. Community Action Council's prep academies are hiring now. Head Start is an early childhood education program for children from birth to age 5. Help us give more children the Head Start advantage.
Teachers, what are you waiting for?
Join our team of dedicated education professionals. Apply online today at comaction.org. What are you waiting for?
With Fast Signs, see the visual possibility in your business. See it in lights and flags, on a van, in metal, on the floor, in color. With signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement. With your masterful team of visual marketing experts, anything is possible. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Did you know that Cartown Kia has one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the region? And did you know that we source vehicles from all over the country? Not only will we pay top dollar for your trade, we'll buy from you even if you don't buy from us. So stop in today for a quick and easy appraisal, and while you're here, check out the new Kias arriving daily. There's never been a better time to upgrade your ride. Visit Cartown Kia or shop anytime at cartownkiausa.com.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by IBEW Local 369. Find out about their apprenticeship and training programs that help you earn while you learn. IBEW Local 369. Power up your potential.
Back live at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School in Lexington. 21-zip Madison Central leads. Paul Laurence Dunbar, Chris LaBar alongside Rick Reams, and certainly offensively, Madison Central been very impressive.
I tell you what, they put on a show tonight. They come in again. We talked about it, averaging just 13 points, 13 and a half points a game. And tonight, boy, they've really been the aggressor. They've come out. They've really handed the ball off, given a lot of the credit to Mathis. But boy, they've had some other players that have come out and played well tonight. And up 21-0. I'm not sure anyone could have seen this coming.
Eli Steele with a quarterback rush for a touchdown, as well as we'll update the halftime stats here in the subsequent segments. And for Dunbar, not a lot of highlights. How do they gain some confidence at halftime?
You know, I don't know. They've tried their wrinkles. They had that one good play with E-Step, that long pass out there. You know, sometimes you just have to tell your players, let's just keep on going. Let's see what happens. You know, I've always told my kids when I'm coaching them, hey, we're down 21-0, but that means we can score 21 points in the second half ourselves. But what they got to do is they've got to figure out somehow how to come up with a stop for Mathis, and I'm just not sure how you do that with the great blocking they're getting from their offensive line.
Yeah, Dunbar's offense struggling. Their defense certainly not doing a whole lot. Let's talk some adjustments from their standpoint defensively. What can they do different?
You know, I think sometimes you're just going to have to bring some more pressure in there. You're going to have to try to make Madison Central a little more uncomfortable. There's not a whole lot of wrinkles you can throw, but you're just going to have to go in there, maybe go in, have some of your linemen just kind of switching different things. Try to make them uncomfortable. It's a lot easier said than done, but you've got to do something, or if they don't, Mathis is going to just continue to run all through them, because Madison Central, they're doing exactly what they want. Ball control, ball control, ball control. They're in no hurry to get this game.
Thanks to all of our great corporate partners on Glycod.com, BCTC, IBEW Local 369, and Traditional Bank, just to name a few. Halftime, round one of the playoffs. Madison Central on top of Paul Laurence Dunbar. We'll be right back after this.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity. It's about the best I can put it.
The cost of school is free, actually. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. So you're getting paid to do your job.
You can start off with absolutely no knowledge, and they're going to give you the tools and the foundation to build up from there.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable, and they care about actually making sure you understand the information that they're presenting to you.
So I know that when I go to motor control, Wayne he's passionate about motor control, and he wants you to get it.
But it's really not like school. It's they're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field. So you're able to implement what you're learning almost on the fly. And sometimes you're learning more things in the field. By the time you get into the classroom, it's like, oh, I already know this.
They break the class down into smaller groups on your class day.
If you need help, you can easily look at whoever's sitting next to you and ask them for help. You know, everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This is an organization of brothers and sisters all working together to accomplish a common goal. We work together in the field, and then we become friends on the outside, and it's almost like a family organization at that point.
Nobody I've ever worked with has referred to this job as a job. I went from a job to a life-changing career. So coming out of the apprenticeship program, you can go into a variety of directions with your work. You can become a foreman, you can do motor controls at a manufacturing facility, you can specialize in fire alarm.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
So if you're the kind of person that likes to think things through or see how things work on the inside,
someone that's detail-oriented, motivated.
I've always seen myself as a hands-on person. Being in an apprenticeship, I'm getting my associate's degree, doing electrical, and being able to do something hands-on.
if you like to build things, this is the place.
It requires you to grow up, be accountable for yourself, because they're gonna lay out tools to help you be successful, but it's up to you to grab those tools and build yourself.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job. You're watching Central Kentucky High School football on Glycod.
Madison Central leading Paul Laurence Dunbar at half. 21-0 now for a look at some of your halftime stats. Presented by Traditional Bank. Who you bank with matters. Certainly one-sided tilted tonight to the Indians.
Boy, I tell you what, if you look at these numbers, I mean, Dunbar, you don't have to be a mathematician to know 45 total yards. You're not going to score many points as they haven't. You're not going to win many games. Right now they're down. And then you look at the rush yards for Madison Central, 161 yards. I tell you what, they've had their way on the field, both offensively and defensively. But, boy, those offensive numbers really point that out.
Bryant Mathis, 2 touchdowns. The first, 6. The second, 61. Eli Steele in from 12 yards down. Brian Mathis, 11 carries, Rick, 132 yards, an average of 12 per carry.
I tell you what, we talked about him in pregame. You said, what do you need to do? And we just said feed him the ball, and that's what they're doing. And, boy, he's proven the point. This junior, very, very impressive night.
Jonah Haskins, 1 carry, 9 yards. Passing, KJ Wells, 4 of 6 for 49 yards. Eli Steele, 1 of 2 for 29. Receiving-wise, Madison Central's Jackson Pritchard, 2 for 60. Bryant Mathis, 2 for 5. Nathan Ogle, 1 grab for 13 yards. For Paul Laurence Dunbar, Trey Berry, 4 carries, 16 yards. Noe Kembe, 4 totes for 7. Stephen Esep under center is 2 of 6 with 35 yards passing. Connor Norsworthy, 2 for 2 with -1 yard. And Casey Manast had that big 28-yard catch, the longest play from scrimmage tonight for Dunbar.
Yeah, and that one, some of that got taken back because of that penalty. But I tell you what, let's give credit where it's credit's due. This Madison Central defense has done a really nice job. Of course, the offense from Dunbar, they are shorthanded, but boy, this defense has really done the job tonight. Been able to stop this high-powered offense, even with the athletes they have. And Trey Berry, again, you talked about it, 4 carries, 16 yards. I mean, you wouldn't have thought that. And let's also say their defense did well because a lot of times Berry was in the Wildcat and was able to run the ball, and they got some tackles on him in the backfield.
The winner will take on Frederick Douglass. That game has just gone final. They shut out Henry Clay 48-0. So we welcome the fans of the Douglas Broncos to this broadcast as they will await the winner on the farm next week. And regardless of tonight's survivor here, tough sledding next Friday on the farm.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's going to be a really, really tough game. You're going to see Douglas just has the athletes that a lot of these schools don't have. It's going to be a tough night. If Central comes away with this victory, I tell you what, they're going to have to do a lot of game planning to try to figure out how to stop that Douglas. But I tell you what, Douglas, they're going to have to deal with Mathis, and that's something they've had a little bit of trouble with. A lot of teams have had success running the Wildcat against Douglas, and I think a lot of that has to go with if you've got a good running back, Douglas is going to have to do that. Now, the one thing tonight, Dougie, you can say about Douglas is I'm sure they got a lot of be able to rest a lot of their players. They're going to be fresh and ready for that game next week. But I tell you what, Douglas, they want to come out, win 5A one year, 6A the next year. What you got to do is you got to win week to week.
Bryant Station looking good tonight. They're leading 43-0 over Lafayette, so one would suspect they will host Tate's Creek next week. And Tate's Creek, one of those teams, they've had a great season. We saw them play Station back in September, and that was not a favorable outcome for them.
No, it was not. But the one thing that you can say that Tate's Creek, they have played against them. So they've at least seen the athleticism. They've seen the speed out there on the field. So it's not something that they haven't faced before. That doesn't make it a whole lot easier. But I tell you what, I've always said, if a team beats me that badly, I want to go ahead and get them again. We may not beat them, but, boy, I want to get a chance at them.
Sayre winning big tonight. They're having a fabulous year in Class 1A. Lex Cath shutting out their opponent tonight. So pretty much thus far anyway, games going as scripted. Here it's Madison Central leading Dunbar at the second half when we come back.
For more than 35 years, online and through our branch office locations, Ruoff Mortgage has helped people discover, finance, and move into their homes with confidence. From the moment you send in an application to the day you get the keys, Ruoff keeps things moving exceptionally fast. By sharing knowledge and professional guidance, Ruoff Mortgage helps people see the potential and excitement in the homeownership experience. Visit one of our convenient branch locations or get started online at ruoff.com.
First responders do the incredible. They help save lives. And so can you by donating at CSL Plasma. Your plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving